a new mechanic and a masterful mechanic are different because of the knowledge of the engine, the knowledge of how the car runs. And because the masterful mechanic understands how the car runs, he knows when it's not functioning right. He knows when there's a broken thing versus something that isn't placed right versus this just needs to be tweaked. The knowledge gap that we have with our own minds, our own brains, our own guts, our own just bodily systems, as well as mental systems, emotional systems, is incredible. We walk around in the most high-tech, advanced technology ourselves, our bodies, in all of creation. And most of us haven't even gone through a basic how to manage your mind class. How to understand your emotions and properly care for them. Like, we know more about so many irrelevant things when the most important thing is literally our functioning. It's crazy. It's really weird. This knowledge gap, I think, is the most important thing for us to bridge in order for us to get better in whatever way you define that, whether that's you're struggling with words I'm not going to say on YouTube, whatever it is that you're struggling with, that you are able to bridge the knowledge gap that it takes in order to get there. I really think that for myself, at least recently, it's just been transformational to be able to understand how my brain functions, how my mind operates, like on a scientific level, this part of the brain does this, which makes this part of the brain do this, and this part of the brain reacts. And being able to understand, I'm feeling this, which is creating this, and it makes me want to do this. But that's just a strong emotion, and the other logical part of my brain that holds my ethics, morals, and values is going to disagree and feel guilt and shame later. But in the moment, it feels like it's hushed and pushed down to the back because I'm emotionally presenting in a different way. Okay, I understand what's happening right now. And I know that scientifically, there's literally blood flow going to a different part of my brain that makes emotional decisions rather than another part of my brain that if it had more blood flow right now, it would be making a logical, calm, and calculated decision. So what can I do to transfer blood flow from this emotional, irrational part of the brain to the logical part of my brain and get me to make decisions that are better for myself and make more sense and are rational? I'm able to use questions like, am I going to be proud of making this decision 30 minutes from now? And if I say no to this, then that needs me to take a second and rethink what I'm doing. That process, being able to understand that one part of me is emotional and another part of me is logical, and blood flow, depending on which one has more blood flow, is determining the decision that I make that I am going to either be proud of or regret in 30 minutes from now, has been transformational. And I can't break down for you like how I've come to learn that, but I can say that I can point you to the place. I've talked about it multiple times, but the chimp paradox, Steve Peters, like if you just go watch podcasts or whatever it is that you prefer, reading book, watching podcasts, I definitely think everyone should read the book, Chimp Paradox. But it's as like the mind doesn't feel scientific because of us living in it in a way, I guess, but like it's as scientific as like if I take this finger and bend it back all the way, I'm going to break it. Like if I get a cut on my finger, it's going to heal back, it's going to scab, it's going to heal back. Like there are just as simple biological scientific processes in the brain that you can reliably count on to operate a certain way. I think what's been so great for me is that there's so many things in my mind that I thought were, I thought it was just broken. Like I thought it was something to be fixed, and that it was wrong and broken, and I needed to fix it. And that's possible that medicine might be the only fix. And come to find out, after trying so many different ways, I've talked about it in videos in the past, that my car wasn't broken down. It's just that I didn't know how to drive the car. So I was, running into curbs and crashing into other cars and wrecking and stuff. But it's not because anything was broken with the car, anything was wrong with the car. It's just that I didn't know how to drive the car. I know people that struggle with really negative self-talk, really negative emotions, that would benefit greatly, that don't have motivation, that feel like they don't know where they're at in life, they feel stuck, their purpose just feels lost. That would absolutely, and they almost feel like Romans 7, where it's just like, I do what I don't want to do, and yet I don't do what I want to do. That would absolutely benefit so much from listening to Steve Peters podcast. I think Diary of a CEO, the one that he does on there. The newer one is killer, as well as the older one, but the newer one for sure. Those first 10 minutes literally feel like he's speaking to your soul. It's incredible. But yeah, so many people would benefit from that. I wish I could get on just the roof of a house or on a mountain and literally tell everyone, like, if there's one thing I could do to my entire friend group right now, it would force them all to read The Chimp Paradox. I think it's that transformational. I think it's that impactful. I think it's I think it's a necessity. I really don't have anything else to share other than that. I guess I had a good conversation with my pastor today, with talking about eternal conscious torment, talking about hell, eternal conscious torment, or annihilationism, and my view of just I just can't get down with a God that sends Joyce Myers at 18 years old to hell, sends the people that he ordered the Israelites to slaughter, and that were living their best life trying to live for their God, to hell, with the definition of hell being eternal torment or annihilationism. I just can't get down with that. I can't get down with the Buddhist monk who is who has devoted his entire life to serving others and ridding himself of all negative, all evil, the best that he can, and to send him to hell, to send a Taoist to hell, to send those that are just devoted, and even to send those who are misled and rebellious and lost and hate God because they don't know God, to hell, because they're deceived. Because if everybody could see God clearly, then they would choose God, is my view. Unless God's created people that can see him clearly and still not choose him, which you could argue like Lucifer is a case for that, right? So because he saw God without sin and yet chose. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, just kind of talking it out, thinking it through. But anyways, figure out how you work in order to better use this. It's the most high-tech thing there is in the whole universe, so you should probably spend a little bit of time understanding how it works, and this being also probably more high-tech than all of this, so definitely spending a little bit of time. And I think, like I said, Steve Peters has a beautiful model to understand and to put into practical application once you understand. So, love you guys. Super stoked about the stuff I'm working on. And, yeah, it's great. I'm happy to be making content. I'm doing it. So, I'm doing it. I'm committing to it. And some of them are going to be low energy like this. And it'll be better in the future. But I'm always going to hit record. I'm going to hit post. So, This is not like a high value thing. This is not like a high value post. This is not like a, oh my gosh, I guess for the few, that really need it, God willing. So it's about documenting, it's not so much the get a bunch of views. It's just documenting, really, for myself, for kids, wife, family, and if I end up having more notoriety in the future, then for those that are really needing help, and that my testimony really resonates, and the few that find this. So just creating the archive. That's what I'm doing. Anyways, love you guys. Have a good night, day, probably night if you're watching this. My nose feels great, by the way. I just got a nose surgery. I'm like 2 weeks post-op. Yeah, 2 weeks post-op tomorrow. So feels good. My nose is straighter. I still feel my nose on my face constantly. I can't pick my nose, but we doing good. So, all right, love you guys.